What's going on? Welcome back to Trending Stocks. Today is October the 24th. I want to give you a quick pre-market update, go over some of the hot movers and what big money is doing today. Before we get into any of that, make sure you guys hit that thumbs up. And with that, let's get right to it. So starting off with data points, you have the typical for Thursday, initial jobless claims. You also have manufacturing, new home sales. So all of that is going to be coming out in the beginning, plus one Fed speaker as well early on. So a lot of that could really shake things up. But in my opinion, I think in reality, with companies unveiling their earnings and doing a fairly good job, that's going to be the focal point of the market for this week and most likely next week as well. But aside from that, fear and greed index is under the greed category, meaning people's appetite for risk is on the table. Very resemblant based on a couple things out there. Quickly going over here on a side note though, so you can kind of see that futures are very green. So NASDAQ is at 0.92, S&P it is at 0.53, and Dow is down 0.16. So once again, today should be a pretty good day all in all. Starting off though, SOFI is piggybacking off of the broader market, propelling higher. No actual news, no SEC filings, nothing along those lines. So I think just FOMO is still kicking in. Shorts, on the other hand, over the last 2 days, they have increased. Nothing significant, not multi-millions, roughly kind of a couple 100,000, but still they're showing some resilience to return for whatever reason. I'm not really sure, but 16.16% of the free float is being shorted. Works out to be 169.04 million shares, and that does equate to $1.76 billion. As of right now, with it at $10.54, it was able to successfully pre-market get above this R1. So 1044 is going to be the strong support, followed by $10.70 being the next strong resistance / target. So kind of just watch for those in the short term. And in my opinion, I think it is going to touch this R2 and possibly break above it, but who knows, anything could happen, especially when it comes to a lot of these data points. Could really shake things up. Aside from that, I think everyone and their dog is going to be talking about Tesla today. And so Tesla had absolutely phenomenal earnings and especially very good future guidance. Even though they did miss on revenue slightly, still I think their future guidance is definitely once again the focal point of everything. And it's not heavily shorted whatsoever, but there is $15.8 billion in short in Tesla. So that's a kind of crazy. That's very, very high. So even though only 2.66% of the free float's being shorted, the amount of shorts, they're about to feel a lot of pain. But aside from that, with it at 242 pre-market, it is trading between these 2 points, so this S1 and the pivot. So 245 is going to be the next strong resistance / target, and that is going to be the pivot point right here, and then that's followed by 266, and then 224 and 211 is going to be the following support levels. In my opinion, this S1 isn't going to be touched today, so the 224, if anything, it's going to gravitate towards this pivot point right here. Similar to what happened last earnings. So yeah, let me know your thoughts on that. And sorry, not happened last earnings, it just propelled and was really continued the good momentum. That's what I guess I kind of mean by that. So I see the pivot point being where it flirts with. And as I've kind of stated in my dedicated videos, whatever happens to Tesla, good, bad, and the ugly, does trickle down to the other EVs. So essentially, Lucid is up 2.01%. No news, no SEC filings specific to Lucid, rather than it is just piggybacking off of Tesla. And so right now, 20.52% of the free float is being shorted. Works out to be 242.79 million shares. Right now in Lucid's case, with at 253, it is on this S1, the kind of big pivot right here. In my opinion, I don't see that holding, and it kind of continuing to trend between this S2 and this S1. So 233 is going to be the strong support, which similarly, I don't see that being touched whatsoever today. And then if it is able to get above this, then 286 will be the following resistance level. But I think this does happen. So Lucid and other EVs kind of piggyback off of Tesla, but essentially, like, the market midway throughout the day realizes that Lucid's issues are different than Tesla. And just because Tesla is very optimistic about the foreseeable future, a lot of good demand, that might not happen with Lucid as well. So I see this kind of trending below this S1, but I could be wrong. And American Airlines just had their earnings. It was okay. It wasn't all that great. So it did actually have a pretty aggressive pullback. So basically, that's going to be the big thing for that today. As far as shorts, though, 11.06% of the free float is being shorted. So in comparison to what it was, which roughly in August was at 19%, shorts have returned a lot. So again, that's something to kind of consider, but the whole sector has been absolutely booming. So I think that might be somewhat the saving grace from it really selling off. But with it at $12.67, it is trading currently between this R2 and R3, so 1277 will be the strong support, and that is going to be right here, this R3, and then 1217 is going to be the following support. And just generally looking over here, this is what has happened so far during their pre-market. So you had a big spike up to 1358 and then a pullback to, it looks like 1229. So opposite spectrums, and I think American is always very volatile regardless, so just tread with caution. Aside from that, NIO is down, and you would have anticipated the whole Tesla effect to really positively move NIO higher, but shorts have a bigger plan because there so far hasn't been any news or anything dedicated to NIO today. But shorts, let's talk on them for a second. So right now, at the time of doing this video, pre-market, shorts are increasing 540,000 shares. So NIO's volume is trending because of that, and so ultimately shorts are really dragging it down, and I think they're trying to bring it down more of on a technical level. So I do dedicated NIO videos under financial journey, and roughly where it is right now, that's where the 200-day moving average is. So yeah, they're just trying to break it down even further, more than what it has over the last 5 days, over the last 1 month. So yeah, they're trying to break it down, which is unfortunate. But right now with that at $5.16, it's trading between this S1 and the pivot. So 505 will be a strong support, followed by 548 being the next strong resistance slash target. And like I mentioned, in between, smack dab in the middle there, is roughly their 200-day moving average as well as their 50. So it is sitting on some good support, but shorts, like I said, that's their end game. They want to bring it down. So let me know your thoughts on these stocks. Do you own any of them? Is there any other stocks that you're watching today? And two final things I just wanted to share with you. Take advantage of this promo because it gives you 8 free stocks. Each stock is valued up to $2,000. Free is amazing, so take advantage of this. And then aside from that, I did launch memberships with this YouTube channel. So if you like the content, you can definitely support that way. Or if you want buy signals with stocks and options, there's also a tier for that as well. With all that said, appreciate all of you watching.